the most merciful. Respected ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, parents and students and community members, my name is Ahmed Abdo, and I have been given the task of being your Master of Ceremonies for this 22nd annual dinner in celebration of the great, illustrious and elaborate achievements of our young higher school certificate students of the past year of 2018 in this premier state of New South Wales. After having completed our Maghrib prayers, I would now like to commence our proceedings, and of course, before anything else, we shall prepare our hearts to listen to mighty words, words of wisdom, words of tranquility, and words of serenity, particularly in a time in which our eyes may have wept continuously since receiving the devastating, tragic, horrific, and terrorizing news of late afternoon yesterday in Christchurch, New Zealand. Allah exalted and mighty be He says in the Quran, "Ala bidhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub." Alas, it is via the remembrance of God that hearts will find tranquility and serenity. And so as a means in the process of our grievance, as a means in the process of our healing, let us invite Sheikh Taha Az-Zu'bi, our visiting Sheikh from Lebanon, to recite upon us some selected verses of the Holy Quran from two chapters. The chapter entitled Al-Hujurat, or the Chambers, followed by verses from the chapter entitled Al-Alaq, or the Clot. فَلْيَتَفَضَّلْ مَشْكُورًا. May he come forward and allow us to immerse our hearts and our ears in this recitation of the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم إن الله عليم خبير. إن الله عليم خبير. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. خلق الإنسان من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم. علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. صدق الله العظيم. الفاتحة.
We seek refuge in God from the accursed Satan. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. O humanity, indeed, we have created you from a male and female. We have made you into nations and tribes so that you may know one another. Verily, the most noble of you in the sight of God is the one who is most righteous. Verily, God is most knowing and well acquainted with all that you do. Recite, in the name of your Lord, who created. He created the human from a clinging substance. Recite, and your Lord is the most generous, who taught by the pen, taught man that which he knew not. No, but indeed man transgresses, because he sees himself self-sufficient. Indeed, to your Lord is the return. And they were the translation of the meanings of the verses that were recited to us. May Allah reward Shaykh Taha for his beautiful rendition and recitation of those verses of the Holy Quran. Once again, respected ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, parents and students, I would like to officially welcome you on behalf of the board of Bayt AlZakat Australia, the premier humanitarian aid organisation based here in Sydney, whose track record goes far back since the early people who settled of Lebanese origin into this land of Australia, performing some great efforts in various parts of the world and locally. This is indeed the 22nd annual dinner in celebration of the great and illustrious achievements of our higher school certificate graduates in the year 2018. Each one of those young men and women, having achieved a high ATAR of 90 or above, are being celebrated and honoured tonight, not only because of their efforts, but of course because of the efforts of their dedicated parents who sacrificed so much for their own children. I would like to officially welcome our imams, our shuyukh, our community leaders of various organizations, humanitarian aid, community organizations, representatives of local councils, members of parliament, both within our state electorates as well as our federal, all members of community, all those who have a heart to make a positive change in the place we call home, Australia. on behalf of Bayt AlZakat, I would like to officially and warmly welcome you to tonight's proceedings. Of course, we are sitting on land that has been inhabited for up to 80,000 years, and so therefore it is befitting of any Muslim to recognize the custodians and the original stewards of this land. And so therefore, if I am permitted to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land that we gather on here today, pay my respects and your respects to their elders, both those in the past, those who are alive amongst us now, and those souls and bodies amongst them who shall be emerging gracefully in the future. Brothers and sisters, respected ladies and gentlemen, whilst I was considering whether I would still come and attend tonight's event to celebrate the high achievements of our HSC students of the last year of 2018, it was a difficult decision for me to make because of the last 30 hours and how it has absolutely penetrated and devastated every single living soul around the world. And so therefore, it is most appropriate that we spend the next minute in recognizing the great catastrophe and atrocity, the great terrorist act that occurred by right-wing extremist, white supremacist, separatist, ideologically driven individuals and groups in the land of Christchurch, New Zealand, a peaceful land, a compassionate people, and a harmonious society. And so I would like to ask you to spend a minute in reflection and silence in honor of those martyred souls, those 49 innocent Muslims who were either worshipping inside their sacred chambers of their house of worship, trying to get away from the hustle and bustle of the life that we call this temporary world, a time in which they feel safe, but someone comes and encroaches upon their safety, their sanctity, and their security. And if I could also ask those of the Islamic faith in the next minute to recite Surah Al-Fatiha on behalf of their martyred souls. Indeed, it is moments like this that shakes the entire world, but nonetheless, the message is that the work that is being done, has been done, must continue, must be empowered and must be strengthened. And for that reason, Bayt AlZakat, insha'Allah, God willing, will move from strength to strength as it celebrates the achievements of these great young Muslim men and women for the HSC of the year 2018. And so with that, I would like to ask you all to kindly stand up in order for us to listen to the national anthem. kindly be seated. To commence our official proceedings this evening, I would like to ask the President of Bayt AlZakat Australia, Haj Isam Ubaid, to come forward to the podium and deliver the official opening address for this 22nd annual dinner in celebration of the high achievements of our HSC students in the year 2018, and to translate his speech from Arabic to English, also a fellow board member of Bayt AlZakat Australia, Haj Isam Eid. So I'd like to ask now Haj Isam Ubaid to come forward for his opening address for this evening's program.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين من لدن سيدنا آدم وموسى وعيسى ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين. أما بعد، أصحاب السماحة والفضيلة والسيادة، سعادة النواب، رؤساء وأعضاء البلديات، رؤساء الجمعيات والفعاليات، الإعلاميون، الرابط الاجتماعية والثقافية، والطلاب الأعزاء والأهل والحضور الكرام، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أحبتي، ببالغ الحزن والأسى أقف اليوم أمامكم مندهشا من هول الفاجعة التي نزلت على رؤوسنا كالصاعقة، وأدخلت الحزن إلى قلبي وإلى كل قلب فيه رحمة وإنسانية. وإن دل ما حدث بالأمس على شيء فإنما يدل على أن الإرهاب ليس له دين، بل هو نزعة إجرام من أغواء الشياطين. نعم، لقد نقصت هذه الفاجعة فرحة اللقاء بكم ونحن في بيت الزكاة وجميع المؤسسات الإسلامية، بل كل أستراليا أو كل أسترالي حر وكل إنسان نبيل نستنكر أشد الاستنكار وبأقوى عبارات الشجب هذا الحادث الجلل والخطير، داعين أهلنا وأبناءنا إلى ضبط النفس والتصرف بحكمة ووعي. لا يسعنا إلا أن نقول إن لله وإنا إليه راجعون، ورحم الله شهداءنا. أيها الأحبة، الزكاة ركن عظيم، هو الركن الثالث من أركان الإسلام الذي يعني النماء والتطهير. نعم، تطهير المجتمع من آفة البخل وذروة الإنسانية ومكارم الأخلاق. وإننا في مؤسسة بيت الزكاة نعمل بالتنسيق مع الجمعيات واللجان والعلماء وأهل الخير، نعمل معهم يدا بيد. أيها الأحبة، كي ننهض بمجتمعنا على المستوى الحضاري المطلوب أن نكفكف دمعة اليتيم ونعطي السائل ونساعد المحروم، وخاصة في تلك المجتمعات التي طحنتها الحروب وتقطعت بأهلها السبل. نحن في بيت الزكاة رئيسا وأعضاء قد عزمنا الأمر بعد التوكل على الله أن نسير على خطى ما سبقنا من الأصفياء والأنقياء وأهل الخير قدما لأجل مساعدة المحتاجين وإدخال الفرحة إلى قلوب الفقراء والمحرومين، ولنرسم على شفاههم البسمة سائلين الله العلي القدير أن يتقبل عملنا خاصا لوجهه الكريم. أيها الحفل الكريم، لقد حرص أخوانكم في بيت الزكاة وجرت العادة منذ سنوات على إقامة هذا الحفل المبارك من أجل تكريم أبنائنا المتفوقين، وذلك لأن ديننا الحنيف يحث على العلم وتكريم طلاب العلم وخاصة أجيال الصاعد ذكورا وإناثا، خصوصا أنهم حاملون مشاعل النور والهداية. ولا يسعني إلا أن أقول أهلا وسهلا بكم فردا فردا، ومبارك لطلابنا وإلى المزيد إن شاء الله، وهنيئا لنا ولكم، وهنيئا لنا ولكم ولكل الأهل، وكل تكريم وتفوق وأنتم بألف خير. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, and may His peace and blessings be upon all His messengers and prophets from Adam, Musa, Isa, and His last messenger, our beloved Prophet Muhammad. May peace be upon him. I welcome our religious leaders, members of Parliament, local councillors, association presidents and members, media representatives, students, their parents, and all our other guests. I stand in front of you today with sadness and sorrow, shocked by the horror of the tragedy that has stricken us all, and our hearts full of grief. The tragedy that occurred yesterday in New Zealand tells us that violence has no religion. It is just a crime driven by evil. This tragedy has cast a shadow over this joyous occasion to celebrate success. Bayt AlZakat, all Muslim organisations and every decent Australian strongly condemn this senseless act. We call upon our Muslim community at large to exercise extreme self-control and act wisely and consciously. We all belong to Allah, and to Him we shall return. May Allah the Almighty bestow His mercy upon our martyrs. Zakat is the third pillar of Islam. It carries the meaning of growth and purification, the purification of society from the evil of stinginess. This purification is the climax of humanity and good manners. In Bayt AlZakat, we believe in collaborative work. We collaborate with all our community leaders and organisations. We work with them hand in hand. Dear guests, in order to raise our society to the high levels of civilization, it is essential that we look after the disadvantaged amongst us, care for the orphans, support the poor and needy. We in Bayt AlZakat have made the decision to go down this path of supporting the disadvantaged, putting the smile on the faces of the poor and needy and the joy in their hearts, always seeking the pleasure and rewards from our Lord, Allah the Almighty. Dear guests, Bayt AlZakat has been conducting this event over the past few decades, and this year we gather again to honour the high-achieving HSC students in our community. Our beloved religion encourages its followers to seek knowledge and to honour the people of knowledge, especially the young high achievers, as they will be the future leaders of our community. Once again, I welcome you all, and I congratulate our students and their parents for their outstanding achievement. Thank you, and Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you to the President of Bayt AlZakat, Haj Isam Ubaid, and to also fellow board member at Bayt AlZakat, Haj Isam Eid, for the opening keynote address from Bayt AlZakat. If I could ask everyone just to bring the talk down a little. This is a very acoustic premises, and so just a few people talking, even though it may appear quiet at your table, it actually becomes a little difficult for everyone else to listen to whoever's going to be speaking out the front. So just so we can pay our great respect to those that are presenting out the front. If I could now ask Archbishop Antoine Tarabai to say a few words to our gathering this evening, again, the 22nd annual dinner in celebration of the high-achieving HSC students of 2018. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheikh Ahmed Abdu. I have two words to say tonight. The first one is a word of prayer, and the second one is a word of congratulations. With my first word of prayer, I join all my friends, the Sheikh and the Imams and all of you, in praying God, our heavenly God, the God of nations, and we ask His blessing and His presence among us tonight. But as we received yesterday the news about the horrific attack on our brothers in the mosque in New Zealand, we raise our prayers for all victims and their families. This attack is contrary to all human values and mainly against religious freedom. It's not an attack against one religion. It is against all religions. May God rest the soul of the victims and give comfort to their families, and may He guide us in our mission to be always peacemakers. And tonight, I'm very grateful to the Bayt AlZakat for inviting me to this 22nd gathering to celebrate the achievements of the students, the HSC high achievers. And every time we are here celebrating with Bayt AlZakat, I cannot without mentioning the founder, Sheikh Adib Ma'arbani, our good friend, the man of wisdom, spirituality and vision. And in this regard, the new committee headed by Isam Ubaid will continue, God willing, the same legacy in working and doing all the project of Bayt AlZakat, including this event, that it is an amazing event. And let me conclude on congratulating all the high achievers, their families, their schools, their teachers, because with you, the young generation of high achievers, and with all the students, we can think about better future for our families, for our society, and for our beloved country, Australia. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Archbishop Antoine Tarabai, for those words of solidarity and compassion and kindness. If I could now ask His Eminence Sheikh Yahya Safi, Imam of Masjid Ali ibn Abi Talib, Lakemba Mosque, to come forward as well to deliver a few words. Sheikh Yahya Safi.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أولا، في هذا الظرف العصيب الذي نعيشه، في هذا الوقت العصيب الذي نعيشه، لابد لنا أن ندعو الله تعالى أن يتقبل شهداءنا في الفردوس الأعلى، وأن يشفي جرحانا في القريب العاجل إن شاء الله، وأن يلهم أهليهم الصبر والثبات والاحتساب في هذا الوقت العصيب الذي امتحنهم الله تعالى به. ونحن بدورنا نقول لابد لنا من مراجعة حساباتنا، كل منا ليراجع حسابه. عندما تنزل أي مصيبة على أي منا، خصوصا المصائب العامة، هذا يستدعي منا جميعا مراجعة الحساب والعودة إلى الله تعالى، وأن نخاف الله عز وجل فيما حملنا من مسؤوليات. كما أننا في هذه المناسبة التي نفخر بوجود أبنائنا وبناتنا ممن بذلوا الجهود وقاموا الليالي وبذلوا ما يستطيعون في سبيل الوصول إلى القمة في العلم، وهذا يمتدحون عليه، ونسأل الله تعالى كما شرفهم في الدنيا أن يشرفهم في الآخرة، وأن يجعلهم عنوانا جميلا لمستقبل أجيالنا، مع نصيحة لكل بناتنا الذين تفوقوا ووصلوا إلى هذا المقام ألا ينسوا أن يجمعوا أخلاق الإسلام وتعاليم الإسلام إلى ما حملوه من منارة علم. فما أجمل أن يكون الإنسان صاحب خلق وصاحب علم وصاحب فهم وصاحب حكمة. هذا هو المستقبل الذي يقطع نفسه عن الاستقامة وأن يكون في تعامله مع الناس كما يحب الله تعالى ويرضى، فلن ينفع العلم. السلاح وجد نتيجة علم، لكن إذا حمله من لا دين له ولا خلق له فإنه يقتل به الناس. لذلك العلم سلاح ذو حدين، إذا جمعت معه الخوف من الله والأخلاق نمى المجتمع وازدهر، وإذا جمعت معه قلة الأخلاق وقلة الأدب والشر في النفس فإن المجتمع يتحول إلى جحيم. Dear brothers and sisters, just few messages during this hard time that we are facing. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our martyrs. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bestow His mercy upon the families that they are suffering now from the bad incidents that happened last Friday. At the same time, we need to review ourselves, to review what we are doing, to review everything. This is the lesson that every one of us should take from the incident that happened last Friday. We need everyone to review in order to be on the right way, in order to fix up what is wrong in our life. At the same time, we congratulate our students who achieve the highest level in studying. We are very proud of you, but at the same time, we need you to be perfect as well as generation that will be our future here in Australia in specific. My advice, my humble advice, combine this knowledge to manners, to moral behaviors, to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. Because knowledge without manners, without moral behaviors, it becomes as evil actions towards society. So if we want to have safe society, we should stress on these moral behaviors, on these manners in our life that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us, and the Quran has stressed on it in many verses, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We congratulate Bayt AlZakat as well, that because they are now celebrating this event. ونسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى التوفيق للجميع والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you to Sheikh Yahya Safi for those wise and considerate words giving the climate that we are in, and encouraging and motivating us to recognize, realize and appreciate the importance of knowledge and education as we have it in our society, particularly with regards to our Islamic legacy. I'd now like to ask the Honourable Jihad Deeb, New South Wales Shadow Minister for Education, to come forward to the podium and to share a few words with our audience tonight, composed of community members, leaders, parents, students and various visitors and guests from the wider society. So the Honourable Jihad Deeb, New South Wales Shadow Minister for Education, and I'm not sure if that title is going to change in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, inshallah, Sheikh, we drop the shadow this time next week and it just becomes the Minister for Education. But we won't talk politics. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. I just thought the microphones weren't working. I'm going to change the tone a little bit. I want to, of course, begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land and pay my respects to elders past and present, and acknowledge any Indigenous people here today. I want to acknowledge a number of guests, and I want to start with the students, because you're the special guests today. You're the ones that we're here to celebrate. And there's two students in particular I want to acknowledge. I don't want to embarrass them. I'm not going to mention their last name, but one is named Amal. Congratulations. Her and her sister both received outstanding results in consecutive years. And another one, Salwa, who's not only achieved above 90, but I was really pleased to hear that she's going to be studying teaching, or she is studying teaching at university at the moment. And I will always have a soft spot for teachers. But to the 100-odd students who have received over 90 ATAR, well done. 70,000 students hit the HSC. To get over 90 puts you in the top 10%. And the community is exceptionally proud. I want to thank our special guests here today, and for 2 nights in a row, we've seen community in the faith. Bishop Antoine Charbel Tarabai, lovely to see you here today to join with us in this important celebration with the community. Samahat al-Mufti, Dr. Abu Rahim, I can say Dr. Muhammad Abu Rahim Muhammad, always a proud person for our community, willing to stand up and to say celebration of the students. And I'm going to say something about Mrs. Mufti. Last week there was a very similar event, and I managed to sit next to Mrs. Dr. Ibrahim, and every single student that went past, she acknowledged them and she encouraged them and she said, well done, good on you. That's the encouragement that we receive. Of course, the Mashaykh, Sheikh Malik Zaidan, Sheikh Yahya Safi, Sheikh Aisor, Sheikh Taleb with a beautiful recitation of the Quran. I see Sheikh Fawaz, and there's a number of Mashaykh here as well. And my parliamentary colleague Julia Finn, also parliamentary secretary, member for Granville and up for re-election. The many councillors, Mayor Carl Asford, Mayor of Canterbury Bankstown, he promises me he'll get the air conditioning fixed tonight. Hold him to that word. Councillor Bilal Hayek, Canterbury Bankstown, Councillor Sam Almir, Georges River Council, Councillor Ala Hamid, Cumberland Council, Councillor George Zakia, I saw him somewhere as well, George Zakia, Bankstown Council, and also I saw Saud Abu Saman as well. If anybody I've missed, I do apologise. I just want to say a couple of things. I know a lot has been said about the tragic events of yesterday. And I don't want to add too much more than that, because I think enough has been said for one point. But what I will say is that last night, as late as it was, my heart was filled with pride at what Australia is, at what Australia can be as a community. Because at Lakemba Mosque, the LMA hosted an open event, and it was attended by the bishop. It was attended by people of the Sikh faith. It was attended by people of no faith or different faiths. But it was an opportunity for everybody to come together, for some to pray, for some to reflect quietly, for some to lay flowers, for them just to hug somebody else, to be able to share in that tragedy and to be able to say that no matter how much hatred there is, humanity must always win. We must always win because we must always believe the best in humanity. Regardless of what you believe in, regardless of where you come from, regardless of your faith, regardless of your color, the best of humanity doesn't come from your cultural background. The best of humanity comes from here. It's within your heart. And that's something that I was exceptionally proud to have been associated with that, with the Lakemba Mosque. And I want to congratulate Samir and everyone involved in the Lakemba Mosque, and for everybody who turned up, and for people today who held open mosques. Let's not forget the many brothers and sisters who have sent very encouraging messages. The many people who have said, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Our Australia is made better when every single person belongs, when every single person is a part of it, when every single person feels valued, when every single person feels important. And before I move to the students, I just want to also acknowledge the police here. I know the police do exceptional work. Gandhi and all of the police who make the big effort. Thank you very much for everything that you do, not today, but every day. We're not a special community. We are just part of the community, just like everybody else. We don't want to be different. We are exactly the same. And when we have brothers and sisters unite of all different faiths together, that actually shows us the true faith, the true face of what Australia can be. So tonight, to the young women and the young gentlemen, have a look around at this room. 600 people are here to celebrate you. They're here to acknowledge you. They're here because they are proud of you. You've got your principals, you've got your teachers, you've got your parents, your aunties, your uncles, you've got all of the community leadership. Because we see in you a brighter future. And I can't add anything more to what the Mashaykh or the Bishop or Isam Abad, as the leader of Bayt AlZakat, with all his committee has said. You get one chance to do the best that you can. Don't waste this opportunity. Whatever it is that you decide to become the best at it. Don't settle for nearly good enough. If you're going to become a dentist, be the best dentist. If you're going to become an engineer, be the best engineer. If you're going to become a teacher, be the best teacher. Whatever it is that you choose to do, know that our community needs you to be your best. And know that our community wants you to make sure that you don't walk away once you've achieved what you've achieved. Give somebody else an opportunity. Work with somebody else. Give them a chance. Because you are the future. And you're our leaders of tomorrow, because one day all of those people who just made a speech, they won't be around to make the speeches to the next group. We want you to be them. I'm asking you to involve yourself in community groups, in community organisations, to volunteer, to go back and to help younger students, to participate in the interfaith work. And you just have to look at the work of Sheikh Ahmed Abdo to see the interfaith work. Get involved in it. We look to you as one of the greatest signs of our future in Australia. A future in Australia where everybody has a say. And I want to be able to sit down here one day as part of the audience and hear you deliver a speech. Or to see you or your children being acknowledged. And to say, you know what? I was there at the 22nd annual dinner to acknowledge them. Be your best self. Be proud of who you are. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget your faith. Don't forget your culture. And don't forget tonight that there are 600 people who are celebrating you. Australia is better when we're all together. To Bayt AlZakat and to everyone being here, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Jihad, for those inspiring words as always, making sure that there are clear goals and that there's an established vision, particularly for our young high achievers who are about to enter into another important milestone in their, inshallah, God willing, blessed and blessed lives that are going to affect so many individuals around them. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, and leaders and various representatives from all walks of life, I'd like to now commence our official proceeding in honouring and celebrating our high achievers for the year 2018 in its HSC. And to assist in that, we're going to need to call upon some of our special guests to assist in the presentation of those prizes and awards. So before I begin to announce the roll of honor, could I ask Mr. Sam Halbouni from Akana College to come forward, as well as Mr. Hafiz Alamuddin from Risala College, Mr. Muhyiddin Saeed from Al-Hikmah College, Mr. Bruce Rickson, Principal of Malik Fahd Islamic School, Dr. Intaj Ali, Principal of Al-Faisal College, and Mr. Shafiq Rahman, also from Al-Faisal College. If you could kindly make your way to the side of the stage such that we can prepare the roll of honor for our first group of high-achieving students. And whilst they are making their way to the front, this celebration would not have been possible were it not for the generous donations of our sponsors. But due to time constraints, although we would have loved to, we wouldn't be able to invite all of our sponsors to present these awards. However, in recognition of the great and generous contributions of tonight's sponsors, their names and their businesses and establishments are appearing and will appear on the screen in front of you today, as well as some of the programs that you'll find scattered on your tables this evening. So please do support them in their endeavors. So we'll be having groups and lots of our high achieving students, and they're all ready to be recognized and to be honored. So can we just ensure that we've got our first presenter, Mr. Sam Halbouni. Have we got indication he's ready? Yep. Okay, great. So if we start, and we'll be starting from those who have achieved 90 and above in their ATAR last year. And we'll be commencing with a graduate of Al-Faisal College who has achieved entry into a Bachelor of Medical Science at the University of Sydney for this coming year, achieving an ATAR of 90.00, Mr. Mustafa Al-Rib'i. And achieving entry into Bachelor of Commerce at the University of New South Wales, a graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School with an ATAR of 90.15, Mr. Ibrahim Yalbir. Next we have a graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School gaining entry into a Bachelor of Engineering Honours and Master of Biomedical Engineering at the University of New South Wales with an ATAR of 90.60, Miss Samaita Azmi. A graduate also of Al-Nouri Muslim School, achieving entry into the University of New South of Sydney to study a Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Project Management with an ATAR of 90.60, Mr. Muhammad Ahmad Ali. Next we have a graduate of Al-Faisal College entering the University of Technology, Sydney for a Bachelor of Engineering Honours with an ATAR of 91.00, Miss Zahra Ad-Jawad. If I could now ask our next presenter to come and present the next lot of awards. Our high achievers can remain at the stage if they've already gone, and we'll be taking a group photo with about every 10 as a group, inshallah. So all the high achievers just remain on the stage. If you have gotten down, you can come back ready for that small group photo. So our next presenter will be Mr. Hafiz Alamuddin from Risala College. Is he with us? Great. So we have Miss Yasmin Ghamrawi from Malik Fahad Islamic School, graduating with a Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Advanced Studies, Medical Science from the University of Sydney, to be enrolled with an ATAR of 91.15, Miss Yasmin Ghamrawi. A graduate of Al Alpha Omega Senior College, entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Education, Health and Physical Education, achieving an ATAR of 91.20, Miss Salwa Al-Mawas. A graduate of Al Faisal College, entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Project Management, with an ATAR of 91.35, Mr. Adam Hamawandi. A graduate of Al Nouri Muslim School, achieving entry into the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Pharmacy, with an ATAR of 91.40, Mr. Musa Ashur. A graduate of Al Faisal College, entering the University of Western Sydney for a Bachelor of Nursing, with an ATAR of 91.40, Miss Maysa Sharif. Do we have all of our 10 high achievers there, or are they all gone down? If they've all gone down, then it'll be hard to get a group photo. Or are they close by? They're at the back? Okay. Like back right behind the curtain? All right, we'll keep going. If we could get our next lot of presenters, Mr. Muhyiddin Saeed from Al Hikmah College. Okay. Actually, could I have the next presenter, Naib Uthman Alamuddin, to come present the next lot of trophies and awards? Yeah. All right. تفضل هونيك على اليمين. تفضل على اليمين عشان نقدر فيه. وقفوا هونيك وقفوا هونيك. All right, ready for our next lot of high achievers. Achieving an ATAR of 91.50, a graduate of Al Faisal College, gaining entry to Macquarie University for a Bachelor of Psychology Honours and a Bachelor of Speech, Hearing and Language Sciences, an ATAR of 91.50, Mr. Ma'in Marashde. Next we have a graduate of Al Nouri Muslim School, achieving entry into the University of Western Sydney for a Bachelor of Physiotherapy, with an ATAR of 91.55, Mr. Mahdi Sha'lan. A graduate also of Al Nouri Muslim School, gaining entry into the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Vision Science, Master of Clinical, with an ATAR of 91.60, Miss Amani Al-Hayat. A graduate of Al Faisal College, gaining entry into Macquarie University for a Bachelor of Law, Bachelor of Commerce, with an ATAR of 91.70, Mr. Muhammad Al-Shara. A graduate of Malik Fahd Islamic School, gaining entry into Macquarie University for a Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Law, with an ATAR of 91.85, Miss Aisha Jalal. هنادي بريس ريكسون.
ايه؟
Yeah, done.
ليك حاج خلي محبين.
If I could ask the principal of Malik Fahd Islamic School.
من بعد. Next.
Next, okay. So just Mahdiin on his own? Just Mahdiin on his own? لوحده? Okay. All right. Mr. Bruce Rickson will be presenting next, just after Haj Mahyiddin Saeed. So we're moving on, currently now on a roll with a graduate from Malik Fahd Islamic School achieving entry into the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Electrical Engineering and a Bachelor of Civil Engineering with an ATAR of 92.05, Mr. Azim Akram. Also a graduate of Al Faisal College, achieving entry into a Bachelor of Law, Bachelor of Journalism at the University of Technology with an ATAR of 92.20, Miss Bushra Al Khair. A graduate of Al Alpha Omega Senior College, entering the University of Western Sydney for a Bachelor of Physiotherapy with an ATAR of 92.20, Mr. Yusuf Sidat. If I can now ask Mr. Bruce Rickson, Principal of Malik Fahd Islamic School, to present the next round of awards. Thank you, Haj Mahyiddin. Principal Malik Fahd here? No, manager. They will have Sheikh Fawaz representing the principal of Malik Fahd Islamic School, Sheikh Fawaz Khamaz, to present the next lot of awards this evening. A graduate of Alpha Omega Senior College, entering the University of Western Sydney for a Bachelor of Physiotherapy, achieving an ATAR of 92.35, Mr. Muhammad Shar'awi. A graduate of Al Nouri Muslim School, achieving entry into the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Law and Politics, Philosophy and Economic, with an ATAR of 92.40, Miss Maysam Najjar. Economics. I think that's economics, actually. A graduate of Malik Fahd Islamic School, entering the University of Sydney this year for a Bachelor of Pharmacy and Management with an ATAR of 92.40, Miss Reem Hassanin. Thank you, Sheikh Fawaz, for those awards. If I could now ask our next two presenters for the HSC Awards, Dr. Intaj Ali from Al Faisal College, Principal, and Mr. Shafi Al-Rahman, also from Al Faisal College. If they could come forward kindly to present our next group of high achieving awards for our HSC graduates of the year 2018. Dr. Intaj Ali? Yeah, you're called. And Mr. Shafi Rahman? Oh, we have? Oh, representing, okay. A graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Commerce with an ATAR of 92.50, Mr. Hamad Bati. Also, we have a graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School entering University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Advanced Computing and Bachelor of Commerce, achieving an ATAR of 92.65, Mr. Jahid Al-Jodia. A graduate of Al Faisal College entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Primary Education with an ATAR of 92.70, Miss Ayan Guri. A graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School entering the University of Technology this year for a Bachelor of Health Science, achieving an ATAR of 92.80, Miss Maha Hamid. Also a graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School entering the University of Technology as well for a Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Law with an ATAR of 92.85, Miss Aya Ayyubi. So it looks like you were both together at school and you'll be together at university. A graduate of Malik Fahd Islamic School entering the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Education Secondary and a Bachelor of Arts with an ATAR of 92.95, Mr. Hamza Abid. Sometimes it's actually easier to pronounce the names when they're written in Arabic, because in English I sort of take a guess. So my apologies if I get it wrong. A graduate of Menai High School with an entrance into the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Medical Science with an ATAR of 92.95, Miss Zena Qasir. A graduate of Al Faisal College entering the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Vision Science, Master of Clinical Optometry with an ATAR of 93.05, Miss Rayan Mir'i. A graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School entering University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Engineering Honours with an ATAR of 93.05, Mr. Zakaria Al-Atri. And finally, in our first group of high achievers, Al-Nouri Muslim School graduate entering the University of Technology for a Bachelor of Biomedical, Bachelor of Physics with an ATAR of 93.05, Miss Zaima Zahra Saleh. Thank you to all of those high achievers. If we can show our appreciation for all of them. that have come. Thank you to our presenters for honoring them with those awards and tokens of appreciation from Bayt AlZakat and its sponsors. Tonight is indeed the night that we do honor the high achievers, and we also hear some of the words of inspiration and guidance from those who have already been on that path, done their hard yards, and continued to progress in their lives. So I'd like to now ask the Chief Banking Officer of the Bank of Sydney, Mr. Fawaz Sengari, to come forward and to say a few words to our high achievers and all of our special guests this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is the 22nd annual dinner in celebration of the high achievers of the HSC for the year 2018. Mr. Fawaz Sengari, thank you very much, and we'll be looking forward to your inspiring words once again.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land and pay our respects to the elders past and present. I'd also like to acknowledge the Bayt AlZakat chairman, Mr. Isam Abad, also the board of Bayt AlZakat for their fine work. Also acknowledge a number of our guests, our politicians, both federal, state and local, as well as our teachers, students and parents. It gives me great pleasure to be here tonight. My name is Fawaz Sengari, the Chief Banking Officer at Bank of Sydney and also Chairman of our Nouri Muslim School. What a difference 24 hours makes. I was sitting down going through my speech on Wednesday, Thursday before the tragic events happened in Christchurch, New Zealand yesterday. Over 49 people were killed and 39 still in hospital. We stand strong with our Muslim brothers and sisters in New Zealand, and on behalf of the Bank of Sydney, we'd like to send our condolences. This is the greatest country in the world, in my opinion, and in the face of this massacre, it gives us great hope to see the outpouring of grief that we have seen over the past 24 hours. Our interfaith and bishops across many religions who went into Lakemba Mosque yesterday gives us all great hope that we will get through this and get through this together. There are people who hold extremist views that have absolutely no place in our society, let alone our world. The world is changing, and the difference between freedom of speech and outright racist speech has become a very blurred lines at times. I ask all politicians here tonight to make a stand against hate speech and tolerance towards members of parliament who preach hate, which should not be accepted. We need to stop using religion or race to win political points and to win votes. The line is now drawn, and I ask all Australians to stand together in solidarity against all forms of terrorism. But on to what we're here tonight, and that is to celebrate our students who have done the Muslim community proud. The young men and women who have spent the past 12 or 13 years in school to get to this momentous occasion here tonight, and we all here celebrating your fine achievements. We all look forward to your contribution in society, and we are very, very proud in terms of what you have achieved today. I'd also like to acknowledge the parents of the students who are here today and say thank you for your tireless efforts to bringing up fine young men and women of the Islamic community. Once again, I'd like to wish everybody, especially our students, a great and future success. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fawaz, for those words. Certainly timely, relevant, and appropriate given the circumstances, and a reminder that if we're on a path, then no matter what happens, we need to take what happens in our stride and continue to move forward to fulfill that great vision that each and every one of us has in our minds and in our hearts. If I could now ask our next round of presenters to distribute the prizes up here at the stage to come forward. I'll announce your names, and as soon as you do hear your name, if you could kindly come to the back of the stage ready to present the awards as we proceed. If I could first ask Mr. Samir Dandan from the Lebanese Muslim Association to come forward, Mr. Muhammad Ayyubi from Alpha Omega Senior College, Mr. Ronnie Ma'arbani, Dr. Mustafa Alamuddin, and Mr. Hamza Alamuddin from Birchgrove Legal. If each one of you could kindly and graciously honor us with your presence out the front in order to commence our next round of distributions of prizes to our high-achieving students for the year 2018's Higher School Certificate. So if I could now just have Mr. Samir Dandan to present our first lot of awards. Samir بدل ما هيك Samir Dandan لوحده Okay. Our next round of high achievers graduating from Alpha Omega Senior College, entering the University of Technology for a Bachelor of Midwifery with an ATAR of 93.10, Miss Inava Uddin. A graduate of Al Faisal College, entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Oral Health with an ATAR of 93.15, Miss Fatima Falfali. I understand that our next high achiever is not present, but nonetheless we'll announce her achievement. From Al Faisal College, entering the University of Technology for a Bachelor of Business and Law with an ATAR of 93.15, Miss Maryam Mujid, although she couldn't be with us this evening. Moving on to a graduate from MacArthur Girls High School, entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Pharmacy with an ATAR of 93.45, Miss Sarah Merkabawi. A graduate of Al Nouri Muslim School, entering the University of Technology, enrolled in a course, the Bachelor of Midwifery with an ATAR of 93.65, Miss Fatima Trad. A graduate of Birong Girls High School for a Bachelor of Psychology Honours at the University of Western Sydney with an ATAR of 93.95, Miss Iman Hamid. If I could now ask Mr. Muhammad Ayyubi from Alpha Omega Senior College to present our next round of High Achievers Awards. A graduate of Al Faisal College for a Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Civil Engineering at the University of Sydney this year with an ATAR of 94.05, Mr. Muhammad Jamal. Also a graduate of Al Faisal College, entering the University of New South Wales this year for a Bachelor of Vision Science and Clinical Optometry with an ATAR of 94.05, Miss Iman Johar. A graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Psychology Honours with an ATAR of 94.30, Mr. Uthman Marhab. A graduate of Al-Faisal College entering the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Vision Science and Clinical Optometry with an ATAR of 94.30, Mr. Amin Al-Kahwati. If I could now ask Mr. Ronnie Marbani to come forward to present our next round of High Achievers Awards. A graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School entering the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Architectural Studies, achieving an ATAR of 94.45, Miss Sabira Zaman. A graduate of Al-Faisal College entering the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Law, Bachelor of Commerce with an ATAR of 94.65, Mr. Muhammad Al-Shawi. A graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Applied Science Diagnostic Radiography with an ATAR of 94.70, Miss Iman bint Talha. A graduate of Malik Fahd Islamic School entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Physiotherapy with an ATAR of 94.75, Mr. Muhammad Hmaidoush. A graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Applied Science Diagnostic Radiography with an ATAR of 94.80, Miss Amani Al-Wazzi. Thank you, Mr. Ronnie Ma'arbani, for those presentations. If I could now ask Dr. Mustafa Alamuddin to present our next round of awards for our high achievers. A graduate of Al-Faisal College entering the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Commerce with an ATAR of 94.85, Mr. Safwan Bouzi. A graduate of Malik Fahd Islamic School achieving entry into a Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Computer Science at the University of New South Wales with an ATAR of 94.95, Mr. Samir Mahmood. A graduate of Al-Faisal College achieving an ATAR of 94.95 and taking a gap year to study for the medicine exam, Mr. Ahmed Abdul Rahman. Did it come out? No? Not here. A graduate of Al-Faisal College entering University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Civil Engineering with an ATAR of 95.05, Mr. Ahmed Akbik. A graduate also of Al-Faisal College enrolling in the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Applied Science Diagnostic Radiography with an ATAR of 95.25, Miss Maryam Al-Hallat. Thank you, Dr. Mustafa, for the presentation of those awards. If I could ask now Mr. Hamza Alamuddin from Birchgrove Legal to come forward to present our next round of awards for our high achievers. A graduate of Sefton High School, achieving entry into the University of Technology for a Bachelor of Communication, Bachelor of Law, with an ATAR of 95.25, Miss Amina Hijazi. A graduate of Alpha Omega Senior College, achieving entry into the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Vision Science, Master of Clinical Optometry, with an ATAR of 95.40, Miss Jinan Ahmed. A graduate of Al Faisal College, achieving entry into the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Math, with an ATAR of 95.40, Mr. Ibrahim Fuad. Our next high achiever couldn't be with us this evening, but a graduate from Al Nouri Muslim School, entering the University of Technology for a Bachelor of Construction Project Management with an ATAR of 95.50, Mr. Ibrahim Belli. Our next high achiever tonight, from Al Nouri Muslim School, entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Psychology with an ATAR of 95.55, Mr. Imad Powell. A graduate of Fort Street High School, entering the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Commerce, with an ATAR of 95.65, Mr. Hamza Akhtar. A graduate of Al Nouri Muslim School, achieving entry into a Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Law at the University of Sydney, with an ATAR of 95.90, Mr. Sulaiman Hussein. A graduate of Al Faisal College, achieving entry into the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Oral Health with an ATAR of 96.00, Miss Erna Khan. A graduate also of Al Faisal College, entering the Macquarie University for a Bachelor of Media, Bachelor of Law, with an ATAR of 96.05, Mr. Ibrahim Alamuddin. A graduate of Alpha Omega Senior College, entering the University of Sydney this year for a Bachelor of Education, Humanities and Social Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, with an ATAR of 96.10, Miss Rakil Rustum. Thank you to our presenters as well as our second group of high achieving students for the 2018 Higher School Certificates. Indeed, a remarkable achievement, and will continue to mark their achievements in this evening's celebration. But before we move on to our next group, as well as the rest of our speeches and proceedings, I understand dinner is served, so it makes sense to therefore take a short break for you to enjoy your dinner, enjoy your table conversations, and whilst you're doing that, you can pay attention to the screen in front of you, behind you, or on the side, wherever you are, which will be showing some of the achievements, projects, and efforts of Bayt AlZakat Australia. And so we'll leave you to your dinner now, respected ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters and special guests, and continue with you for our program a little later on in the evening with our highest Muslim achievers delivering their keynote speech, and they had both achieved an ATAR of 99.95, and so I'm sure you would, as I would, be certainly waiting to hear their inspirational words and remarkable act of motivation for the rest of us.
وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. يا نبي سلام عليك، يا رسول سلام عليك، يا حبيب سلام عليك، صلوات الله عليك. صل على النبي وتبسم، ده النبي تبسم وتبسم، ده النبي تبسم. اللهم صل عليه. قلبي المتيم كلما صلى عليك وسلم ذاق السعادة مغرما. يا سيدي يا محمد صلوا عليه شافع الأمة، بذكر الرسول تشحذ الهمة. يا ربي بجاه النبي أزح الغمة، يا ربي بجاه النبي أزح الغمة. قمرون قمرون قمر سيدنا النبي قمرون، وجميل 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 سيدنا النبي وجميل. محمد نبينا بنور هدينا، من مكة حبيبي نور سطع المدينة. من صلى صلاته واتحلى بصفاته، يا بخت اللي في ظله ماشي يشفع له في مماته. صل على محمد السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله. السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله يا رسول الله. صل على المصطفى مصطفى 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 our beloved, truly you are most just and kind. You're our prophet, our beloved, truly you are most just and kind. You're our prophet, our beloved, truly you are most just and kind. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa. اللهم صل على المصطفى مصطفى 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 يا مصطفى يا مصطفى يا مصطفى يا مصطفى يا مصطفى يا مصطفى.
Assalamu alaikum, Eid Mubarak. Bayt AlZakat Australia is here on the ground in Tanzania distributing meat to the most needy people. The people have come from 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers to collect meat. Please support Bayt AlZakat Australia Qurbani campaign here in Africa. We are taking your meat to the most needy people, the people who are coming from 5 kilometers, and the Eid is the only occasion when they can see the meat.
Mashallah, Hajj Isam Obaid giving us a lesson on tiling over here as we build this waterfall.
We once had a teacher, the teacher of teachers. He changed the world for the better and made us better creatures. Oh Allah, we've shamed ourselves, we've strayed from Al-Mu'allim. Surely we've wronged ourselves, what will we say in front of it? Mu'allim. He was Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Muhammad, mercy upon mankind, teacher of all mankind. أبا القاسم يا حبيبي يا محمد، يا شفيعي يا محمد، خير خلق الله محمد. يا مصطفى يا إمام المرسلين، يا مصطفى يا شفيع العالمين، يا مصطفى يا إمام المرسلين، يا مصطفى يا شفيع العالمين. He prayed while others slept, while others ate. He'd fast while they would laugh. He wept until he breathed his last. His only wish was for us to be among the ones who prosper. Ya Mu'allim, peace be upon you. Truly you are our teacher. Mu'allim. He was Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Muhammad, mercy upon mankind, teacher of all mankind. Oh.
محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين والفريقين من عرب ومن عجم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير خلق كلهم هو الحبيب الذي ترجى شفاعته هو الحبيب الذي ترجى شفاعته لكل هول من الأهوال مقتحم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير خلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير خلق كلهم رسول الله حبيب الله إمام المرسلين رسول الله حبيب الله إمام المرسلين فاق النبيين في خلق وفي خلق فاق النبيين في خلق وفي خلق ولم يدانوه في علم ولا كرم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير خلق كلهم رسول الله حبيب الله إمام المرسلين رسول الله حبيب الله إمام المرسلين أوذيت في الله لم تهزم ولم تهني أوذيت في الله لم تهزم ولم تهني حتى غدت أمة الإسلام في النجوم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير خلق كلهم كالزهر في ترف والبدر في شرف والبحر في كرم والدهر في إمام كأنه وهو فرد من جلالته كأنه وهو فرد من جلالته في عسكر حين تلقاه وفي جشم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير خلق كلهم سريت من حرم ليلا إلى حرم كما سر البدر في تاج من الظلم سريت من حرم ليلا إلى حرم كما سر البدر في تاج من الظلم وبت ترقى إلى أن نلت منزلة وبت ترقى إلى أن نلت منزلة من قاب قوسين لم تدرك ولم ترمي مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم
Bismillah. Right, it's just past 9:30, so we're pretty much on schedule. We're about to kick off with our next part of the program, and this is really an important part of the program, as all of the program is. So if I could just ask you to begin to take your seats, find your tables, and get ready for our two highest achievers tonight, which I will introduce, who they will be sharing some words of inspiration and experience with us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, respected guests, if I could ask you now to kindly and graciously take your seats for the next part of our program on this 22nd annual dinner that celebrates the achievements, the high achievements of our high school certificate students in the year 2018. And whilst we are getting ready and taking our seats, if I could ask our two highest Muslim achievers for the year 2018, one of them completing the high school certificate, achieving an ATAR of 99.95. If I could ask her, Miss Noor Ibrahim, to come forward, and also completing the IB, Mr. Adam Nazha, also achieving a great ATAR of 99.95. They will now be blessing our presence with some words that they will deliver to the entire audience. So, Noor, Adam, the stage is yours.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, we would like to firstly thank the organisers at Bayt AlZakat for coordinating this event. Thank you for recognising the hard work, ambition and strife that underlies all our efforts. We truly appreciate this.
Although we stand here today celebrating your successes, we must reflect on the tragedy that unfolded yesterday. Yesterday's tragedy was a product of hatred and hostility, of a growing Islamophobia that is born of ignorance. We commemorate those innocent brothers and sisters who died in worship, to their families and their communities who are dealing with immense grief.
Brothers and sisters, our achievements are a symbol of our strength as an ummah, and we must continue to show this strength by making our voices heard, to fight hatred and ignorance with the values that underpin our noble religion, Islam. We are the future of our community, and through our learning and our pursuits to contribute to this beautiful nation, we can represent to the world what our faith truly is.
Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Noor, and thank you, Adam, for those words. And no doubt, we wish you the best in all of your endeavours in this life and no doubt the life to come. If I could ask the chairman of Al-Nouri Muslim School, Mr. Fawaz Sangari, and Mr. Isam Ubaid to be ready at the stage for the presentation of our next award. Now, our next award goes to the Teacher of the Year. Our Teacher of the Year was herself a recipient of Bayt AlZakat's High Achiever Award, attaining a UAI of over 99. She graduated as a pharmacist and a member of the Golden Key International Honours Society. Whilst working as a pharmacist, she worked as a part-time lecturer and tutor in pharmacology at the University of Western Sydney, helping to rewrite the teaching materials and assessments. This reignited her passion for teaching, and so, after returning to university, she pursues her teaching career, graduates on the Dean's Merit List for being in the top 10% of her degree. Our Teacher of the Year 2018 is someone who has a deep passion for student well-being. She's an active student mentor. She also coordinates the Student Representative Council and has a burning passion and commitment towards ensuring every student that comes into her life achieves their absolute best. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, respected guests, please welcome the 2018 Teacher of the Year, Miss Rana Kak. And of course, we wouldn't have any high-achieving students unless we had high-achieving teachers. And so this is certainly an appropriate time to recognize the achievements of every single teacher that has imparted that knowledge, and indeed, particularly today, Miss Rana Kak. Congratulations. And not only does Bayt AlZakat recognize those who achieved an ATAR of over 90, but there are also other types of achievements that need to be recognized. And one of these is the Most Improved Award. And so, for the year 2018, the Most Improved Award goes to Diana Rustum from Alpha Omega Senior College. And could we just ensure that we now have our next group of high achievers come to the rear of the stage for the presentation of their awards. And for this group of high achievers, if I could kindly ask the following guests to come forward to the stage to present their prizes. Mr. Asad Kadem, Director of Pharmacy for Less, Mr. Tom Zreika from Ozrelief, and Mr. Ali Kak from Al-Nouri, the principal of Al-Nouri Muslim School. So once our high achievers are convened, we will inshallah commence the presentations of their awards. All right, are we ready to roll? Walid Ayad? He's coming up? Okay, Walid Ayad, you're called up to present. Is Asad Karam here? No, he's not here.
Did he come?
No. All right, let's get this underway. Walid, yeah, so join Tom. So I think it's Oz Relief today. All right, our next lot of high-achieving students graduating from Birrong Girls High School, entering the University of Western Sydney for a Bachelor of Medical Science, achieving an ATAR of 96.30, Miss Daniela Jabir. Graduating from Al-Nouri Muslim School, entering the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Criminology and Criminal Justice, Bachelor of Law, with an ATAR of 96.35, Miss Maslia Muhammad. Also graduating from Al-Nouri Muslim School, entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Advanced Studies, with an ATAR of 96.35, Miss Zinat Islam. Graduating from Al Faisal College, entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Medical Science with an ATAR of 96.55, Mr. Umair Muhammad Ali. From Al Faisal College, graduating from Al Faisal College, enrolling into the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Medical Science with an ATAR of 96.55, Mr. Adam Shindi. Although they couldn't make it with us this evening, graduating from Malik Fahd Islamic School, enrolling in the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Pharmacy with an ATAR of 96.70, Mr. Nafisul Haq. Next one, no, still 71. Still got a few. Graduating from the Australian International Academy, enrolling in the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Advanced Computing, Bachelor of Science, graduating from the IB with an ATAR of 96.70, Mr. Rasim Khan. Graduating from Alpha Omega Senior College, enrolling at the University of Technology for a Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Law, achieving an ATAR of 96.70, Mr. Bilal Dua. And although he could not be with us this evening, he graduated from Alpha Omega Senior College and is enrolling into a Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Commerce at the University of Sydney with an ATAR of 96.85, Mr. Nayab Khan. Graduating from Al Faisal College, enrolling into a Bachelor of Aerospace Engineering at the University of New South Wales with an ATAR of 96.90, Mr. Maitham Hussain. Thank you to our high achievers, also to our presenters, and if I could now ask our next round of presenters to award our high achievers this evening. If I could have Ahmed Skaf and Ahmed Siddiq to come forward to present the next round of high achievers this evening. Ahmed Skaf and Ahmed Siddiq, please. Graduating from Al-Nouri Muslim School, enrolling at the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Law in Politics, Philosophy and Economics with an ATAR of 96.95, Miss Hajar bin Saidi. Graduating from Sefton High School, enrolling at the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Media and Communication with an ATAR of 97.25, Miss Jinan Ibrahim. Graduating from Al-Nouri Muslim School, enrolling at the University of Technology for a Bachelor of Advanced Science with an ATAR of 97.35, Miss Iman Khair. Next lot of presenters. Thank you to those high achieving students as well as our presenters for those awards. If I could now have Mr. Kak come forward to present our next round of high achieving prizes. A graduate of Al Faisal College, enrolling at the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Vision Science, Master of Clinical Optometry with an ATAR of 97.35, Miss Khadija Warraish. And although an ex-graduate could not be with us from Al Faisal College, she is enrolling at the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Pharmacy with an ATAR of 97.35, Miss Roha Rashid. A graduate now of Al-Nouri Muslim School, enrolling at Central Queensland University for a Bachelor of Medical Sonography with an ATAR of 97.40, Miss Hiba Halak. A graduate of Malik Fahd Islamic School, enrolling into the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Vision Science with an ATAR of 97.45, Mr. Hasib Abu. A graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School, enrolling at the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Engineering with an ATAR of 97.55, Mr. Khaled Ayyubi. A graduate of Al Faisal College, enrolling at the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Electrical Engineering, Bachelor of Computer Science with an ATAR of 97.60, Miss Raisa Rudino. A graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School, enrolling at the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Advanced Science with an ATAR of 97.65, Miss Farah Az-Zahra. Another graduate of Al-Nouri Muslim School, enrolling at the Macquarie University for a Bachelor of Law and Arts, International Law and Global Governance with an ATAR of 97.90, Mr. Khaled Deeb. A graduate of Alpha Omega Senior College, enrolling at the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Software Engineering Honours Bachelor of Computer Science with an ATAR of 97.90, Miss Dina Ledke. A graduate of Al Faisal College, enrolling at the University of Wollongong for a Bachelor of Pre-Medicine Health and Science with an ATAR of 97.95, Miss Aya Malas. A graduate of Al Nouri Muslim School, enrolling at the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Vision Science, Master of Clinical Optometry, with an ATAR of 98.10, Mr. Anas Mujtaba. Okay, if I could invite a couple of our Bayt AlZakat members of the board to present the next round of high achievers in this cycle. A graduate of a graduate of Al Nouri Muslim School, achieving entry into the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Data Science and Decisions with an ATAR of 98.15, Miss Ivan Shalahuddin. A graduate of Alpha Omega Senior College, achieving entry into the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Advanced Mathematics with an ATAR of 98.35, Mr. Malik Koto. A graduate of Al Faisal College, entering the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Law, Bachelor of Criminology and Criminal Justice with an ATAR of 98.55, Miss Amal Nasser. Thank you to our presenters and our high achievers. If I could ask Dr. Intaj Ali and Mr. Shafiur Rahman from Al Faisal College to come forward to present the next three high achievers. I think this list gets longer and longer every single year and more concentrated in the high 90s, which is a good sign, alhamdulillah. A graduate of Al Faisal College, taking a gap year this year with an ATAR of 98.85, Mr. Lu'ay Kanan. A graduate of Al Nouri Muslim School, enrolling at the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Science with an ATAR of 98.95, Miss Jumana Mohsen. A graduate of Al Faisal College, enrolling at the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Engineering with Space Major with an ATAR of 98.95, Mr. Sulaiman Sindhu. These courses sound really exciting. A Space Major. Thank you to our high achievers and to our award presenters for this round of high achieving students. And now we're coming to an even more special group of high achievers, and these are high achievers for the year 2018 who have been awarded an ATAR of above 99.
All Bayt AlZakat actually members, could you come to the stage, please? All the executive members, could you come to the stage, please? Actually, on my behalf of Bayt AlZakat Executive, I would like to present Haj Rashid Shemi with a small present. Actually, he led this organization for about almost 5-6 years, and he's been there for so many years for his dedication work and his great effort. He worked very hard, tirelessly, and we can't repay him whatever we do. And the only one who can repay him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the hereafter. Whatever we do, we can't repay Haj Rashid Shemi, and this is a small token from all of us, Haj Rashid.
If we could show our appreciation for these humble, high-achieving men in our community who really are the quiet achievers, and were it not for their dedicated hard work, both they and those that have come before them, these type of events really wouldn't have taken place. And these are the events that have inspired other events all around Australia, but we always know that there needs to be a start, and those starts will have other branches. And so may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put blessing and barakah in everyone that seeks to celebrate the high achieving students of our community. So once again, let's recognize the achievements, the dedication and the commitment of these great men before us from Bayt AlZakat. Okay. 96
in 100.
Okay. If I could ask Fawaz, Mr. Fawaz Sankari, to come forward to present some of our next round of high achievers. If I could also ask to be ready at the stage again, Dr. Intaj Ali and Shafiq Rahman also to present some awards. And we also have our Bayt AlZakat members with us to present some of these awards. So if I could have those 3 or 4 people to be ready for our next round of presentations. And whilst we're getting ready for that, we did receive apologies from the principal at Malik Fahd Islamic School, Mr. Bruce Rickson, for his not being in attendance today. But that message, unfortunately, I wasn't able to announce it in time. So we do appreciate and acknowledge Mr. Bruce Rickson, principal of Malik Fahd Islamic School, and he does advise that he couldn't attend this evening, but there are others who are also attending in his place from Malik Fahd. And so we come to our last round of high achieving students for the year 2018 in the HSC and some of them also the IB, but nonetheless, for our Bayt AlZakat 2018 22nd Annual HSC High Achieving Awards, I'd like to ask the graduate from Al Faisal College entering the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Optometry, achieving an ATAR of 99.15, Miss Sarah Ashraf. Our next high achiever could not be with us this evening, but she had graduated from Alpha Omega Senior College and will be entering James Cook University for a Bachelor of Dental Surgery with an ATAR of 99.30, and that was Miss Serena Dabous. But her award will be collected by Noor Ibrahim, accepting it on her behalf. Our next high achiever from the Australian International Academy, completing the IB last year, entering Macquarie University for a Bachelor of Clinical Science with an ATAR of 99.40, Mr. Omar Khan. A graduate of Al Nouri Muslim School, entering the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Applied Science Diagnostic Radiography with an ATAR of 99.45, Miss Sabreen Muslimani. If I could just have again our achievers in this group just remain at the front for a group photo, and then we'll call all of the high achievers that we've announced for the entirety of this evening to then come forward. Hopefully you're still around for the entire group photo, just to make things quick and easy. Our next graduate from Al Faisal College, enrolling into the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Medical Studies, Doctor of Medicine, achieving an ATAR of 99.50, Mr. Mustafa Abbasiri. We're just going to skip the order very, very slightly. And if I could ask a graduate of Al Faisal College, completing or entering a Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Law at the University of Sydney with an ATAR of 99.65, Mr. Mahmoud Al-Rifai. And now we'll go back to our order of proceedings. A graduate of Malik Fahd Islamic School, graduating from that school and enrolling at the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Science, Doctor of Medicine with an ATAR of 99.55, Mr. Mahdi Zaman. A graduate of Alpha Omega Senior College, enrolling at the University of New South Wales for a Bachelor of Medical Sciences, Doctor of Medicine, with an ATAR of 99.55, Miss Isra Karam. A graduate of Alpha Omega Senior College, enrolling for a Bachelor of Law at the University of Sydney, with an ATAR of 99.65, Mr. Omar Khanji. And now, we come to our two highest achievers for the year 2018 Higher School Certificate. If I could ask the graduates from Alpha Omega Senior College enrolling at the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Science, Doctor of Medicine, and a graduate of Trinity Grammar School for a Bachelor of Science and Doctor of Medicine at the University of Sydney, both achieving a whopping extraordinary 99.95, Miss Noor Ibrahim and Mr. Adam Nazha. Now, if that number hasn't sunk in, I'm going to repeat it. It's 99.95. Can you tell us what that means? Is there 100? Yes. Is there 100? Yes. There's no 100. So that means these two students got the absolute top of what is possible in the state of New South Wales. Okay, if I could have all of our, thank you to all of our presenters who have given the gifts this evening on the stage. If you could kindly make your way down towards your seats, as well as all of our high achieving students, if you could kindly just for a few moments vacate the stage. And if I could ask just for Noor and Adam to remain behind. Thank you. I know it's a bit hard to hear at the back because I was at the back for quite some time in this evening, so unfortunately Adam didn't hear his announcement, but it just makes sense because you are the top student in the state of New South Wales, you get your name called out twice, Adam. So, the graduate of Trinity Grammar School, enrolling this year at the University of Sydney for a Bachelor of Science and Doctor of Medicine, achieving an extraordinary, whopping, spectacular and amazing 99.95, Mr. Orion Nazar! So sometimes it's worth it if you don't hear your name called out. If I could get all of our high achieving students right to the stage, ready for our huge, extraordinary group photo. So if you're at the back, you're at the table, you're in the upper gallery, quickly come forward to the stage. Make sure you're here for the group photo. If you see any of your colleagues, friends or mates around, please bring them to the stage. All of our high achievers this year, last year, at this 22nd annual Bayt AlZakat dinner celebrating the high achievers for the year 2018 in their higher school certificate. So let's give a big takbir, Allahu Akbar! Takbir, Allahu Akbar! Takbir, Allahu Akbar! You want to keep coming this way so you make room for those that come up the stairs. Keep coming. We'll probably need to move this.
We once had a teacher, the teacher of teachers. He changed the world for the better and made us better creatures.
Just watch your step, watch the cable.
Oh, we've shamed ourselves, we've strayed from Al-Mu'allim. Surely we've wronged ourselves, what will
Okay, we got room for the ladies. The ladies want to go to the front? Go forward.
He was Muhammad sallallahu
Guys, you want to crouch down maybe? Crouch down there. You probably need a couple of you to crouch down, guys. A couple of you to crouch down. Just so the guys at the back can be seen as well. Hang on, let me just move this. Just move this out. That's it, up to there.
يا حبيبي يا محمد يا شفيعي يا محمد خير خلق الله محمد يا مصطفى يا إمام المرسلين يا مصطفى يا شفيع العالمين يا مصطفى يا إمام المرسلين يا مصطفى يا شفيع العالمين يا مصطفى يا إمام المرسلين يا مصطفى يا شفيع العالمين. He prayed while others slept, while others ate, he'd fast. While they would laugh, he wept until he breathed his last. His wish was for us to be among the ones who prosper. Ya Mu'allim, peace be upon you, truly you are a teacher.
Just move this to the side so you can get out.
He was Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Muhammad,
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that marks the close of the proceedings this evening for the 22nd annual celebration dinner for the high achievements of our high school certificate graduates for the year 2018. Once again, a thank you, appreciation and acknowledgement to the board of Bayt AlZakat Australia, to the sponsors of this event tonight, as well as to the dedicated parents, mothers and fathers of all of the high-achieving students this evening, and every single member of our wider community in this lovely city of Sydney. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والأخرى إلا أتممتها يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تفرج عنا وعن إخواننا المسلمين المستضعفين المظلومين في شرق الأرض وفي غربها، وكن عونا لإخواننا في نيوزيلندا وفي كل البلاد يا رب العالمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.